Okay. Thanks for all your amazing shares about who mothers you. I love how many queers are like nature.
Mm.
So, last weekend, some of you may have celebrated Mother's Day. Did anyone celebrate it? A few people. Um, so for me, the day is really challenging because my mother's passed, like someone else shared. And I, by mistake, had a brunch at my house, which was really nice because I was surrounded by my chosen gay family and it kind of was a balm for my heart. Um, I'm not sure if people find Mother's Day challenging. Maybe they want to be mothers or they are mothers or parents of some sort. Um, but yeah, this day I didn't realize can be a really challenging day. Um, through death, or also people are estranged from their moms. They have complex or difficult relationships. But I was thinking a lot about the interdependence, like how we shared in the intro round about all the things and people and nature that mothers us, and all these threads that support us. Um, and the idea of mother doesn't exist in isolation, that we're connected through so many relationships of support and care from Mother Nature or, our chosen families. Because also our mothers might, if they are alive, they might be far from us. Some of us live on the other side of the country from our moms. So, this nurturing energy, like, what is it? And how can it exist in different forms through bodies of water or big old trees or different people? And I was also thinking, can we be mothered by our pets? I'm not sure if anyone has any thoughts on that, but sometimes our pets seem very wise. So this idea of attachment to the idea of mother can sometimes bring us suffering for various reasons. And the idea of a perfect mother, a mother that is exactly how we want our mother to be is kind of impossible, can bring us suffering. And any expectations around family, parents, motherhood um, can be trouble. And some of you know I'm in a program of recovery. And in this program of recovery, they say expectations are premeditated resentments. And I feel like, I'll say it again, expectations are premeditated resentments. So, like with the idea of mother, like if you think to when you were a teen and how you were with your mother, or maybe you are a mother or parent to teens or kids, and this idea of like expecting to be people to be someone they're not can make us suffer. So I find it interesting as gays to think about, you know, what can be nurturing to us, where we can receive support if not from our mothers. Um, and some of you shared some great stuff, which is on my list. But like thinking outside of maybe what you shared and like expanding the web of mother or parent. Um, Maybe it was a compassionate person that you may have forgotten about, like in your youth. Maybe it was, as Twinkle mentioned, like an aunt, but it could be any gender of someone who you felt care from. Um, could be a teacher, like I said, from your childhood, from high school, or maybe it's a present teacher if you're in school. Or maybe you have a good friend who's been there for you for a really, really long time and really is solid for you. Or as Valdine was talking about, like elders in community, like who is older than you that you respect and admire. also mentors, maybe in your work you have mentors or the things you do. There's people who maybe they're not older than you, but they have more experience than you in some way. And sometimes in my neighborhood, um, I feel like some of my neighbors are mothering me. They have a lot of advice for me, complaints, comments, and I do kind of love it. Because I'm out there gardening, so I talk to a lot of people. A lot of people talk to me. And then I think Shai shared about therapists. Like therapist is an interesting relationship because it can go on and on and on over many years, and friends come and go, but sometimes your therapist is always there. So just thinking to that list, it's not total list, but thinking into some other connections that you might find refuge in. Maybe it's someone who gave you literal shelter or metaphorical shelter and support. Or maybe it's someone who's actually not older than you, but they live in a way that you admire ethically, or they have some wisdom. Or like it could be in this sangha or different groups of people that you hang out with, you do stuff with. But whoever it is and or the group it is, it's a place, it, the person or the place could be a place of belonging and comfort. And it's kind of nice that it doesn't have to be biological. I mean, it could be biological, but. And then April reminded me this weekend that we can also mother ourselves. And also, Thich Nhat Hanh says this too. He says that we can mother ourselves. So developing capacity to offer ourselves care, compassion, and wisdom that maybe we're not getting from outside figures. And it's a persistent and perfect practice of listening deeply to our own needs and holding hard times with more compassion, and also taking the time to celebrate small joys or large joys, and kind of replacing that inner mean voice that maybe some of you have too with like a gentle, like more patient and wise voice. So I don't know, Father's Day is coming up. So it's another day that might be complicated for people, but any Mother's or Father's Day, um, you can honor the nurturing people in your life, like reaching out, sending an email, a text, or a letter, just telling these people who have nurtured you that you're grateful for them. We don't often make time to be grateful to these people who have been there for us. Also, just like creating new meaning in your life, like becoming more involved in the web of life, like volunteering, planting things in the garden, being creative. Someone mentioned painting, I think, and just engaging in compassionate practices with ourselves and other people. And then, of course, metta, which we do here almost every week. Um, I know I did metta for a whole year. Some of you might know this, but it really changed my relationship to myself. Um, I practiced self metta. And on Valentine's Day at Queer Sangha, we do that, I think, for a couple years now. Um, and also just sending metta to others too. You can feel into the connection. And then there's all the things we can do with our friends, like watch birds, dancing, singing, working out, whatever group that that speaks to you? The Gay Swim Club. Um, yeah. I think most of you all know this, but it's all good reminders. So just taking time throughout your year to make those times of nourishment for yourself. And remembering that your worth isn't determined by your family or your relationship with your mother. And if you don't have a mother, a living mother anymore, that you can always nourish yourself or lean into other mothering connections or parenting connections. Um, the capacity for connection exists in each of us. Like we all long for that feeling of belonging. And so we're going to move in now into a meditation to discover and nurture some of the connections that may bring you joy and wisdom, comfort. So if you're not already comfortable, you can get more comfortable. You can mother yourself or parent yourself by lying down if you want to lie down. It's a hot day today in Montreal, so some of us are pretty tired from the heat. I think it's 24 degrees Celsius today. So yeah, get more comfortable and stretch a little if you need to, and we'll get started. So allow your body to be supported by the earth or your couch, chair, floor. Bringing your attention to where your feet or butt or back are touching the support. And allow yourself to relax into whatever's underneath you. Allow yourself to be held by gravity. You could take some deep breaths if you like, letting out whatever you feel like is not serving you. And gently bringing your attention to the sensations of your breath. Allowing the breath to soothe your insides. Letting the breath drop to your belly. Breathing from your center. And feeling into that feeling of self regulation and co regulation with the Zoom room, the real room. Well, both are real. Breathing together. Maybe your body softens a little bit, or you can invite it to soften. And as we continue to breathe mindfully, thinking about any feelings this topic of Mother's Day brings up in you. Maybe it's warmth of your mother or something else. Maybe there's sadness or anger or a big mix of feelings. Making space for whatever's arising. And if you like, you can put your hand on your heart if you need that or not. Just being with whatever's there without judgment. Letting the emotions be big. Noticing the sensations they bring. Not clinging to them and just being with them with lots of space. Remembering to breathe. Knowing you're not alone. You're here with like 20 people, something like that. And slowly coming back to the ground, the earth, the floor. and feeling into that solidity, that hardness, that stability. And letting any extra feelings go into the earth for the earth, the compost. I'm thinking now into the webs of care that maybe arose during the talk. People besides your mother, your parent, maybe it was forests or waters or other family members, chosen family, or neighbors. So feeling out, zooming out into the wider web of connections that have supported you now, in the past, in the future. Who has shown you compassion? Who has nurtured you? Gratitude for these faces or places you may have not thought about for a while. It could even be authors or artists or Dharma teachers, people you haven't met. Feeling all those different kinds of care all around you. Feeling into that gratitude. See if you can see these different faces or forms around you. Your teachers, relatives, therapists, and notice what effect these people have on your nervous system, on your body. Maybe there's a warmth in your body, a tingling or a pulsing. Imagining yourself receiving their care and support. Maybe there's a lightness, an expansion, or something else. And we'll end with cultivating our inner mother, our inner parent, feeling into the heart space again, knowing that you have the capacity to parent yourself. Holding yourself with compassion, with gentleness, patience, kindness. Allowing the heart to soften. And maybe the heart has a color or light around it. Just noticing what's happening around the heart area. And again, you can put your hand on the heart if that feels good. Warming up and softening the heart. And maybe there's light or color, maybe not. It's all good. Breathing into the heart area. So may I be happy and healthy. May I feel healing in my heart, mind, and body. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer danger. May fear and anxiety and isolation leave this body. May I move with ease around the world today, tonight. And may I know my own goodness. And may I invite peace into my life. And may I celebrate the small and large joys when they arrive. And feel free to wiggle your toes and fingers, and I will ring the bell. And may you continue to discover and nurture the relationships that bring you comfort, wisdom, and joy with yourself and with those around you.